Well, we are going to discuss something in a series of episodes coming up called How to Fall in Love with Your House Again. We're spending a lot of time inside right now. We gardeners, we love to be out, but in the wintertime, it's when we can really focus on and dedicate ourselves to optimizing the beauty, the utility, and our contentment with our homes. And, you know, we're inside all of the time that sometimes I think familiarity breeds contempt. Well, let's take care of that. Let's discuss some ways that we can fall in love with our homes again. And today we are very specifically going to talk about a way to fall in love by looking at books as decor. And why is that important? Well, number one, if you're like me, I've gotten rid of a whole bunch of things, but it's hard for me to get rid of books. So as long as we've got them, we want to prioritize their use both in decor and, well, for the content that they contain. So there are so many different ways you can use books in decor. I've seen books dedicated to nothing but that topic. So today let's talk about 10 very specific ways you too can use them in your own home decor. I spent an absolutely blissful day yesterday doing nothing but reorganizing and getting to know a lot of my books, familiarizing myself with the titles, and just enjoying the sheer intrinsic beauty of a book. So let's do a quick countdown. 10 ways that we can use books in decor. Remember, mark it on your calendar that Linda Vater Live will be on February 1st, the first Sunday of the month at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hope that you will join us because you might have some additional ways you can use books in your home decor. Number one way to use books in decorating, and that is really exaggerate and exploit the beauty of their color. Book spines, they can function like paint or like fabric. They can reinforce a room's color palette. You could use neutrals for calm tonal groupings, for cohesion. You've probably seen what I think is a pretty ridiculous practice in some decorator magazines where they have all of the books turned in the wrong direction. So you don't see their spine, all you see is their pages. Well, to me, that is just, it's rather a foolish behavior. It might look cool, but it kind of diminishes the purpose and the function and the value of the books themselves. So you can use a single color to punctuate a space. You can use multiple colors like I've done here to help you organize them, make them visually compelling, and well, it's just a fun thing to do. And speaking of color, you're going to want to do this not just with your new books, your decorating books, your gardening books, your area of interest books. Also do it with some of your old books that you really, really treasure. This is one of the things that was in my new book, Garden Inspired Living Through the Seasons, and that is take some of your old, very precious books to you and also color coordinate them. You've long been familiar, probably, if you've followed this channel for any length of time, with the way that I like to have a grouping of these blue books here in the parlor. Sometimes I stage them on the break front, and sometimes I stage them here on my mantle. I think they're really beautiful, and I think it really helps reinforce the color palette of the parlor. Now, this is just common sense, Linda. Well, yes, it is, but nevertheless, I think it deserves reinforcement. And that is, you can use books as pedestals. You can stack books that you want to elevate objects such as vases, bowls, lamps, small sculptures. It gives smaller items, I think, more importance and visual weight and makes them feel intentional rather than incidental. And just by elevating something, you lend it importance, whether that is with a stand, like maybe a pedestal cake stand or a pedestal planter or a stack of books. It makes whatever you place upon it that much more interesting, gives it that much more dimension, and really elevates the beauty and the importance of the object itself. Okay, books are great as camouflage. We have all used that trick where a stack of books, it can hide a small appliance, it could probably hide cords, it could hide outlets or whatever, and it can also hide, they can also hide blemishes in furniture. And here's an example. Now, I've got it staged differently now and styled differently, but for quite a long time I had a very large stack of books here. They added textural interest, they added a little bit of color, but most importantly, they hid a great big blemish on this table that had a terrible, terrible water stain from a very, let's just say, whoever was watering didn't do a very good job at water containment. So I ruined the table. However, it doesn't render the table useless because I can cover up those kinds of blemishes, those kinds of mars in the furniture, be it a scratch or a water stain, just by using a really large book. So use books to camouflage the ugly and use them where they will intentionally become part of a styled space, hiding what you want to keep from other people's eyes. They can really add texture to an area, you know, especially in a modern space or any kind of room that has furnishings that have really hard angular surfaces. They can add some softness and some texture. And how do they do that? They do that with their linen bindings in some cases. Sometimes they will have engraved titles. Some of them are matte, some of them are glossy, some of them are tall, some of them are short, but they, you know, and even the edges, even some of the worn edges of the books themselves really add dimension, interest, personality, and just can elevate a space in a way that nothing else in decor can. Another reason I think we all like to use books as decor is because when we are decorating our homes with them, we become reacquainted with their titles, with their contents. As I am placing a book in one strategic area over another, I flip through its pages. Sometimes it's like an old friend that I'm revisiting. Sometimes it has all new content. You know, maybe a book that you bought and you never really even looked at, you just stuck it on the shelf. So I think that's another reason it's important to use them as part of your interior decor. But another very specific way to use them is almost as a piece of sculpture themselves. This is something that I noticed Hubs does all of the time. He will pick out one of his favorite large coffee table books and he will place it someplace strategically, so he will have it at the ready to peruse whenever he wants to see some of its content. I think it's a relaxing way. It's kind of almost a form of meditation where you have a really beautiful book, whether it's closed or it's open. You can just take a quiet moment to leaf through its pages, gain inspiration, and just take a moment to breathe in the course of a busy day. Invariably, when I'm looking at decorating books, I find myself drawn to those pages where there are bookshelves, bookcases, stacks of books, because I think it imparts personality. It really gives the room flavor. It gives the room almost a theme. And not only do books impart personality, but they also can create zoning on a large expanse of a piece of furniture, a bench, something of that nature, where each stack kind of has its own geography. They can be arranged in any way you like, according to topic, according to color, according to size, but it really enhances the beauty of a large expanse of a piece of furniture or really any surface. Use books as personal storytelling. How many times have you entered a room of a stranger or an acquaintance, and the first thing you do is you go to their bookshelves to see what they're reading? It tells you so much about the owner's personality and their interests. And if you were in my office right now, you would see lots of books on gardening, on design, on home decor, some on psychology. I love reading books of old. I like reading the classics. But if you were in the other room, But in the great room, oh, the topics are different. This is where Hubs hangs out, so it's all about anthropology, zoology, Plains Indians history, Africa, places related to geography, mountains, things of that nature. And all of those are pretty much housed in this room. As soon as you come in, if you start looking through the bookshelves, you will find that, well, if this doesn't speak to my husband's personality, I don't know what does. Books can also be used as a layering device. They don't always have to be placed in the bookshelf with their spine first and front and foremost. You can also layer them, showing the entire expanse of the cover itself. This is particularly valuable if you've got some very, very narrow shelves and you want to place them in a way that's a little bit more prominent, in a way that fits, and in a way that gives it kind of dimension and scale. A really good example of that is what Jamie and Taylor did in the baby's nursery. Sometimes as you're using books to decorate, think like you would be if you were in a museum, and that is the book itself has great import and great value, and especially if you open its pages. So use books as open display. This is a book holder that belonged to my second mom, and I keep it here, and I just rotate the contents of the book holder from time to time, sometimes seasonally, sometimes because I am engrossed in a certain topic, but I can leave it open and I can just flip through the pages, because I think what's so important, you all know this, is books should be used. They should be opened. They should be read. They shouldn't just be useful in home decor, but they should be consumed. And I think by leaving them out, opening them up, and changing the pages either, multiples at a time or even on a daily basis. Sometimes this is really good if you've got a book of quotations or a book of poetry, and you just isolate out whatever is there on open display for your enjoyment. And finally, anything that's as beautiful as a book, well, you can enhance its beauty just by putting a topiary on it, which is, I guess, my last principle. And that is, it can give you artificial height when you want something to be at a different elevation than something that surrounds it. So I can use books and I can stack them according to how high I want the placement of whatever it is on top. It creates visual interest, a little bit more complexity, and just keeps the eye engaged. And this is another example of it over here, where the height of each stack is subtly different. So if you want to fall in love with your home again, look no further than your bookshelf. What's that saying, Stuart? That you can never be lonely when you have a book in your hand, and I think that's very true. So use your books. They're things you already have that can enhance the beauty, the sophistication, and most importantly, your satisfaction and contentment with your own home.